Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share your insights in the comments section, and subscribe to keep up with our newest narratives. The night everything transformed remains etched in my memory, particularly because it began in the most unremarkable manner imaginable. On a brisk autumn evening, leaves danced softly around the driveway as I made my way onto the porch. As my husband Ryan secured the front door, the gentle jingle of his keys echoed in the stillness. We were on our way to a dinner gathering at the residence of his superior, Richard Hamilton. The invitation was laid back and warm, a tradition Richard upheld each year to honor the achievements of their company. Brian reassured me that it would be a laid-back affair, yet an unmistakable tension lingered in the air this time. "Do you really think this dress is over the top?" I inquired with a hint of trepidation, my fingers gliding over the gentle texture of my navy blue dress. It embraced my silhouette perfectly, instilling a sense of confidence while maintaining an air of modesty and sophistication. Brian offered a warm smile, gently wrapping his arm around my waist. "Your beauty is striking, Emma. Ideal for the moment." The journey to Richard's abode was serene, steeped in a sense of reflection. The streetlights illuminated the encroaching dusk with their warm, golden glow, and an undeniable flutter of excitement stirred within me. Brian had recently ascended in his career, and tonight seemed to hold significance beyond a mere dinner. The essence lay in crafting a lasting impression. Richard's abode was truly splendid, featuring an expansive front lawn and a welcoming glow emanating from the lofty windows. Upon our arrival, Richard welcomed us with a personal touch, offering a warm henna shake to Brian while casting a glance my way that radiated sincere appreciation. "Emma, it's a pleasure to finally meet you," Richard said with a warm smile. He stood tall, exuding confidence, impeccably dressed, his hair a striking silver and a friendly smile gracing his lips. "Brian consistently expresses his admiration for you." "Thank you," I responded, a warm blush creeping across my cheeks. "It's a pleasure to meet you as well." Within the space, the gentle hum of laughter mingled with soft melodies, crafting an ambiance of tranquility. Richard possessed an extraordinary sense of style. His home exuded elegance in its decor, while simultaneously embracing a warmth that made it irresistibly inviting. The soft flicker of candles illuminated tables adorned with delectable appetizers, vibrant blooms, and glistening glasses. As the evening unfolded, Richard's presence felt undeniably magnetic. He captivated all those in his presence, displaying a sincere attentiveness and undeniable charm. On several occasions, I noticed his gaze resting on me for a fleeting moment, not in a way that felt inappropriate, but rather with a sense of curiosity. Maybe it was just my imagination, yet there was something in his gaze that ignited a feeling of anticipation deep inside me. Following dinner, Brian engaged in a profound discussion with a few colleagues in the living room, while I ventured onto the serene terrace to breathe in the fresh air. The garden lay enveloped in the soft glow of moonlight, where the fragrance of autumn leaves intertwined with the delicate perfume of blooming jasmine. Engrossed in my musings, I remained oblivious to Richard's quiet entrance until his soft voice broke the silence behind me. "There's a certain tranquility in the air. Wouldn't you agree?" I spun around, my eyes locking onto his serene expression. His eyes held a softness, radiating a warmth that enveloped me in immediate tranquility. Indeed, a gentle smile graced my lips as I leaned subtly against the railing. "Your home is truly lovely." "Thank you," he replied with genuine sincerity, stepping closer, yet still honoring the boundaries of respectful distance. "Emma, if I may be so bold, you strike me as someone who values profound discussions over mere pleasantries." His insight caught me off guard, and I chuckled gently, giving a nod of agreement. "I suppose that holds some truth." Richard took a moment to reflect before proceeding. "May I pose a question to you?" "Naturally," I replied, my interest ignited. "You and Brian appear to be truly happy." He began, his voice measured as he cast a fleeting glance at the glowing house. What is the secret to sustaining such a bond over the passage of time? His question took me by surprise, not due to its intrusiveness, but rather because it was unexpectedly intimate, genuine, and considerate. Behind his confident facade lay a profound vulnerability. After a brief pause, I responded with honesty. It has not always been a simple journey, Richard. Yet we have cultivated the art of open communication, embraced the practice of deep listening, and continued to unearth new facets of one another. It seems to me that the essence lies in embracing the journey of mutual growth. He appeared profoundly touched by my words, nodding with contemplation. Such a rarity, truly something special. The moment hung delicately in the air between us. With a hint of embarrassment flickering across his face, Richard cast his gaze downward, a soft chuckle escaping his lips. I apologize. Maybe that crossed a line into the realm of the intimate. No, not at all, I quickly reassured. It truly feels invigorating. Many individuals tend to remain at the surface level. Richard's smile blossomed with warmth, and he inhaled deeply as if summoning his inner strength. I have a suggestion to put forth. He embarked on his endeavor with a sense of careful deliberation. Rest assured, it comes from a place of utmost respect and sincerity. If it causes you any discomfort, simply let me know, and we shall never mention it again. His earnestness took me by surprise, and my heart raced. A mix of nervousness and intrigue washed over me as I detected the sincerity in his voice. What could it be? I inquired softly, nearly stifling my breath. He cast a final look toward the house, ensuring that we were indeed alone. I've observed the remarkable growth in Brian's confidence and happiness at work since the deepening of your marriage. You are undoubtedly a remarkable woman with a profound insight into the intricacies of relationships. I seek your assistance with a matter of a personal nature. Perplexed, yet profoundly intrigued, I inquired assistance with what precisely. Richard paused, weighing his words with deliberation. For an extended period, I have grappled with the challenge of unveiling my emotions, yearning for genuine connection. He confessed, his voice laced with a hint of fragility. Though I yearn for depth and sincerity, my relationships often remain on the surface. I perceive in you a person who might illuminate the path to grasping the essence of forging such an emotional bond. I was taken aback by his request. My initial shock gradually faded as I came to appreciate his genuine sincerity. He was not requesting anything untoward. He was earnestly seeking emotional guidance. The closeness of the request rendered me momentarily at a loss for words. He acknowledged the peculiarity of the situation, his tone soft as he perceived my uncertainty. I hope you don't feel any pressure, but I hold your insights in high regard, Emma, and I believe you could be the perfect person to assist me. An overwhelming tide of feelings surged within me. His candor was disarming, and beneath my initial astonishment lay a deep sense of compassion. Never did I foresee a moment like this, yet the sincerity in his gaze was impossible to overlook, and the burgeoning curiosity regarding his request tugged at my thoughts. Drawing in a breath, I finally replied, my voice gentle yet unwavering. Richard, your candor holds significant value. We should have a more private conversation later. I would love to understand your feelings better, and perhaps there's a way I can offer my assistance. His relief was evident, and a gentle smile graced his face, appreciative and brimming with gratitude. Thank you, Emma, from the depths of my heart. As we lingered beneath the moon's gentle glow, the delicate tension that hung in the air transformed into a profound respect and an unforeseen emotional connection. The evening stretched before me a canvas of possibilities as I felt a blend of anxious excitement and a serene determination coursing through me. Unbeknownst to me, this conversation would profoundly alter the course of my life. Following our exchange on the terrace, I felt myself being drawn back into the party, my thoughts swirling with a blend of astonishment and intrigue. Brian remained deeply absorbed in his conversation, chuckling heartily at a colleague's tale. He looked up, a warm smile spreading across his face at the sight of me. "Is everything okay?" he inquired softly, his hand resting on the small of my back. Naturally, I offered him gentle reassurances. Richard and I had just engaged in a fascinating conversation. Brian's eyebrows arched ever so slightly. Oh, I clasped his hand softly, my smile a quiet promise of comfort. "There's no cause for concern. It's merely a personal matter he wished to disclose. I shall reveal it to you at a later time." Brian nodded with a sense of trust. One of the qualities I cherished most in him was his authentic trust and respect for my independence. As the evening drew to a close, the guests began to disperse, exchanging warm goodbyes filled with laughter and good wishes. Once more, Richard's gaze found me from across the room, a subtle nod accompanying his attention. Our conversations had dwindled since that moment on the terrace, yet a single, silent glance conveyed an entire narrative. Our dialogue lingered in the air, unfinished and yearning for resolution. As we readied ourselves to depart, Richard drew near again, a contemplative look etched upon his features. He rested a congenial hand on Brian's shoulder, a warm smile gracing his face. "Brian, I truly value your presence this evening. Having someone like Emma by your side is truly a stroke of fortune." With a proud grin, Brian wrapped his arm around my waist. "I assure you, I understand." Richard glanced in my direction, a moment of uncertainty flickering across his features, before he finally found his voice. "Emma, may I steal a moment of your time before you head out? I have a brief matter I wish to address." "Certainly," I responded with composure, even as my heart raced once more. Brian graciously stepped aside to stand by the door, allowing us a moment of privacy. Richard led me softly to a secluded nook distanced from the remaining guests. His voice carried a gentle, contemplative quality. "Emma, I never meant to put you in an uncomfortable position earlier. I sincerely apologize if my actions caused you any discomfort." I promptly offered him reassurance. To be honest, it caught me off guard, yet in the most delightful manner. "Your candidness was invigorating." He let out a slow breath, a clear sense of relief washing over him. "It brings me joy to hear that." I hesitated for a moment before softly inquiring, "Richard, why me?" He paused, evidently weighing his words with precision. "There exists a quality within you, a genuine warmth and kindness that I have seldom come across. Your sense of grounding is truly remarkable, and I have long held a deep admiration for it from a distance." He offered a soft smile, his gaze brimming with genuine warmth. "Your profound impact on Brian's life has led me to consider that you might also assist me in gaining a deeper understanding of myself. I seek to understand the art of forging profound connections. I yearn to break free from the confines that surround me." His words resonated profoundly within me, evoking memories of my own journey. I recalled the moments when I found it difficult to express myself candidly to Brian, held back by a fear of exposing my true self. Years of growth, patience, and courage had culminated in the intimacy we now cherished. I understand the feeling I confessed quietly. I once harbored a deep-seated fear of emotional honesty as well. It may seem akin to leaping into the abyss, yet it invariably proves to be worthwhile. Richard's expression softened, a blend of gratitude and vulnerability shimmering in his eyes. "Precisely that. I long for that kind of courage." "You certainly do," I reassured softly. "Your demonstration is evident at this very moment." For an instant, silence lingered in the air, thick with unspoken comprehension. At last, Richard's voice broke the silence once more, though it carried a hint of hesitation. "Hema, should you be willing, I would appreciate the opportunity to converse once more. Maybe in a place that's a bit more laid back, not so stiff. I would appreciate your viewpoint and your candid reflections. I assure you of my unwavering respect and complete discretion." My heart raced at the fervor of his plea. It was heartfelt, reverent, and irresistibly engaging. I hesitated, thoughtfully considering my reply. In the end, compassion triumphed over any remaining uncertainty. "Indeed," I responded in a gentle tone. "Shall we find a moment to connect in the near future? I truly wish to offer my assistance." Richard's tension melted away, a soft smile blossoming on his lips. "Thank you, Hema. Your understanding of its significance is beyond what words can convey." I mirrored his smile, a gentle warmth unfurling within my chest. We separated with that unspoken agreement, exchanging a subtle nod of shared confidence. As Brian navigated the road home, he cast a curious glance, shattering the serene stillness that enveloped them. With a playful grin, he started. "Will you enlighten me, or should I attempt to piece together the events of this evening on my own?" With a soft chuckle, I extended my hand to grasp his embracing truth as my constant companion. Richard expressed his sense of emotional isolation. I spoke softly. He yearns to forge profound connections, yet he finds himself grappling with the journey in solitude. Brian absorbed my words, his grip on my hand tightening gently. "I understand that clearly. He has consistently maintained a protective barrier, particularly when it comes to matters of a personal nature. But what is the reason for approaching you?" "Perhaps it is due to my presence beyond his familiar realm," I confessed candidly. It could be simpler to confide in someone who isn't intricately woven into the fabric of his daily existence. Brian nodded with a deliberate slowness, a gentle smile gracing his lips. He chose wisely. The subsequent days unfolded with a serene stillness, yet Richard's words echoed persistently in my thoughts. Almost a week had passed, and just as twilight began to envelop the world, a message from Richard finally arrived. "Shall we rendezvous tomorrow evening at Riverside Park? How about a stroll, maybe around 7 in the evening?" My heart raced, acutely aware of the weight of this impending moment. I responded without a moment's pause, my answer a resounding yes. On the following evening, I made my entrance ahead of time. Riverside Park exuded tranquility with a graceful arch of trees overhead, their leaves softly murmuring in the crisp autumn air. The lampposts cast a gentle glow along the path, their reflections dancing delicately on the tranquil surface of the river. Richard emerged shortly after, his relaxed clothing highlighting a fragility I had not previously observed. He welcomed me with a heartfelt smile, a sense of relief shining in his gaze. "I appreciate your presence," he started, softly matching my pace as he walked alongside me. "I confess I felt a twinge of concern that you might reconsider your decision." "I wouldn't," I reassured him softly, a smile gracing my lips as I looked up at him. I had made a promise to assist, and I was resolute in my intention. As we strolled by the riverside, the first stars began to twinkle in the encroaching twilight. Our dialogue unfolded effortlessly, evolving from light banter into profound revelations of our inner selves. Richard unveiled fragments of his history, revealing the tension between his pursuit of professional achievement and his quest for emotional vulnerability, alongside his anxieties about the elusive nature of genuine intimacy. His sincerity touched me profoundly. In exchange, I revealed fragments of my own path, my vulnerabilities and victories to Brian, and what it truly signifies to forge an emotional connection. Every revelation appeared to close the distance between us, nurturing a bond of trust and authentic respect. As we came to a halt beside a bench that offered a view of the river, the soothing chorus of crickets blended with the delicate whisper of leaves in the breeze. Richard contemplated the shimmering expanse of water, the moonlight casting a gentle glow in his eyes. "You know, he said softly, his voice barely above a whisper. I can't recall the last time I felt this at ease just conversing with someone. A gentle smile graced my lips as I was profoundly moved by his candidness. Speaking becomes effortless in the embrace of security. That marks the initial stride toward forging a bond. Richard faced me, a genuine light illuminating his gaze. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. This evening holds a significance I cannot fully express. As we sat together in silence, the initial tension I had experienced melted away, replaced by a warm sense of companionship. Tonight marked the inception of something profoundly significant, not a peril to my marriage, but an odyssey of emotional development, shared respect, and the unforeseen bonds that life occasionally presents. Unbeknownst to me, the depth of this friendship would soon ripple through our lives in ways I could never have anticipated. The weeks that ensued after our encounter at Riverside Park unveiled an unexpected clarity in my relationship with Richard. With every exchange, the foundation of trust between us grew ever stronger. Richard had become noticeably more at ease in expressing his feelings, posing insightful inquiries about communication, relationships, and intimacy. Brian wholeheartedly embraced our blossoming friendship, recognizing that my intentions were rooted in sincerity and authenticity. Yet beneath the surface, an unanticipated tension gradually surfaced, one that neither Richard nor I openly recognized, yet both distinctly sensed. Our dialogues had slowly evolved, growing in length and intimacy, often stretching into the late hours of the night. The bond we forged was profound, yet it was delicately preserved within the confines of mutual respect. As the evening settled in, draping the world in a delicate layer of winter's first frost, Brian revealed that he would need to depart for a 2-day business trip. I'll be home Thursday night," he murmured, pressing a tender kiss to my forehead as he gathered his things. "Will you promise to be okay in my absence?" I let out a soft chuckle, playfully nudging his shoulder. "Certainly, it is merely a span of 2 nights. I am fully capable." He chuckled, his eyes sparkling with warmth. "I am aware of that. Simply assure me that you'll reach out if you require any assistance." I promised softly, a fleeting pang of solitude washing over me as I observed him depart. As twilight descended on the second evening of Brian's journey, my phone vibrated with a sudden urgency. It was Richard. "Do you have some time to spare this evening? I have a matter that I would prefer to discuss face to face." "Shall we consider dinner then?" A moment of hesitation fluttered in my chest, yet curiosity swiftly triumphed over caution. I responded, "Indeed, I am available. At what hour shall we convene?" In a matter of moments, Richard proposed a serene eatery on the outskirts of town, secluded enough for candid conversation, yet pleasantly accessible. We settled on a rendezvous at 7 p.m. Upon my arrival, I found Richard already in his seat, his expression a blend of contemplation and a hint of unease. The restaurant, bathed in soft light, exuded warmth and charm, adorned with deep earth tones that created an atmosphere of intimacy and solace. "Emma, you appear truly lovely." As I drew near, Richard offered a warm greeting, his voice soft and inviting. "Thank you," I murmured gently, a delicate flutter stirring within my stomach. This night felt distinct, setting itself apart from all our prior exchanges. The evening unfolded seamlessly, yet the dialogue was tentative in its initial moments. Richard appeared lost in thought, as though summoning the bravery needed for a significant moment. "Richard, are you okay?" At last I inquired, feeling the weight of his unease. He offered a faint smile, his fingers combing through his hair, betraying his evident nervousness. "I have something important to share with you, Emma, and I truly find myself uncertain about how you might respond." I halted, feeling my heartbeat accelerate. "Everything is fine. No matter the subject, we can engage in an open dialogue." Richard paused once more, letting out a slow breath. Emma, the last few months have transformed my existence. Your companionship has revealed to me layers of feeling I never thought I could experience. However, he averted his eyes, grappling with his thoughts, before finally locking onto my gaze with a directness that was both unsettling and revealing. He admitted quietly with sincerity that he had recently come to the realization that his feelings had deepened beyond mere friendship. It was never my intention, yet my emotions for you have grown deeper than I ever anticipated. I gazed in silence, my heart pounding, uncertain of how to react. His words, though unexpected, resonated deeply, reflecting a truth I had long kept hidden within me. I swallowed with caution, making an effort to maintain a steady tone. Richard, I wouldn't be truthful if I claimed I hadn't experienced it as well. I confess it candidly, yet it is undeniable that my affection for Brian runs profoundly deep. I understand, Richard quickly reassured. I hold that in the highest regard. I have no desire to add any complexity to your life or Brian's. My intention was simply to be truthful, for it is honesty that has led us to this moment. I nodded, my breath quivering gently. Your bravery is truly commendable, Richard. Your willingness to share this with me speaks volumes about the trust you place in our connection. An extended silence lingered in the air between us. The atmosphere was thick with intensity, not quite uncomfortable or awkward, but laden with deep emotion. At last, Richard shattered the silence, his tone soft yet resolute. It might be wise for us to keep our distance for a time, he proposed, with caution, visibly troubled by the thought. The sanctity of your marriage and the preservation of our integrity must take precedence. A profound sorrow enveloped me, intertwined with a deep respect and gratitude for his remarkable maturity. Maybe you're right, I murmured gently, even as the idea throbbed inside me. The dinner concluded not long after an unspoken understanding lingering between us that this could very well be our final exchange for a while. The frigid night air caressed my cheeks as we approached our vehicles. The street lay deserted, bathed in the gentle light of a solitary lamppost. Richard halted, his gaze penetrating into the depths of my eyes. Emma, before we say our goodbyes, may I ask to do something? Only this time. My breath hitched, my heart raced with fervor, yet my voice flowed softly. Indeed. With deliberate care, Richard approached softly, raising my chin to lock our eyes together. His eyes brimmed with warmth, respect, and a yearning held in check by profound restraint. With great care and tenderness, he brushed his lips gently against my cheek, holding the moment just a heartbeat longer than anticipated. It possessed a purity, a reverence, and an immeasurable strength. Thank you, he murmured softly, taking a step back. For all things. He pivoted, making his way slowly to his car, while I remained still beneath the soft illumination of the street lamp, my heart brimming with emotion. The journey home seemed to stretch on forever, with thoughts swirling in a chaotic dance. I had traversed no tangible borders, yet within me, an unmistakable emotional transformation had taken place. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Brian stepped through the door the following evening, and I welcomed him with open arms. In the days that followed, my thoughts persistently returned to that night. Richard's candor, the gentle brush of his lips against my cheek, and the profound stillness that enveloped our parting. On a morning that marked the passage of nearly a week, a handwritten note found its way into my mailbox. The script belonged to Richard, soft and contemplative, radiating an unmistakable sincerity. Emma, I have devoted these days to a profound contemplation of all that we have experienced together. My respect and admiration for you continue to deepen. Encountering you has deeply transformed my perspective, guiding me toward the man I aspire to be. However, honoring your joy with Brian remains my utmost concern. I have chosen to embark on a journey seeking to wander and refresh my thoughts. Rest assured that no matter where life takes me, I will forever hold a deep appreciation for the lessons you've imparted regarding honesty, connection, and the bravery of emotions. Your influence on my life is everlasting, and for that, I will always hold a deep sense of gratitude. With heartfelt sincerity, Richard. My eyes brimmed with tears, not solely from sorrow, but from the profoundness of his gesture. Richard had bestowed upon me something deeply significant. Understanding my own heart, the essence of emotional connection, and a profound gratitude for my marriage with Brian. As I gently placed the letter in its resting place, Brian's voice resonated warmly from the kitchen. "Emma, the breakfast awaits you." Inhaling deeply, I allowed a gentle smile to grace my lips as I approached my husband's voice, my heart brimming with a fresh sense of appreciation, clarity, and a serene gratitude for everything that had unfolded. Yet, in that moment, I found myself pondering whether Richard and I would ever encounter each other again, and how that fleeting instant could alter the course of our lives indefinitely. Time slipped by silently in the wake of Richard's absence. Life with Brian had settled into a soothing, recognizable cadence, yet I couldn't ignore the profound changes within me wrought by my encounters with Richard. I held my marriage in a profound reverence, yet I also came to know myself in ways I had never envisioned. On a serene spring morning, Brian caught me off guard with surprising news over breakfast. "Emma, you won't believe who contacted me yesterday," he said nonchalantly, pouring fresh coffee into my beloved mug. "Whom do you refer to?" I inquired with a sense of wonder, my heart gently fluttering in eager anticipation. He offered a warm smile. "Richard. He has returned to town and extended an invitation for dinner tomorrow evening. He expressed that he missed our conversations and would love for both of us to join him." For a fleeting moment, my breath hitched, a tempest of feelings enveloping me. A thrilling blend of anticipation and anxiety surged within, yet it was the insatiable curiosity that reigned supreme. "What are your thoughts on it?" I inquired with caution, observing Brian's response intently. He shrugged nonchalantly, settling down beside me. "Truthfully, I find a sense of relief. His absence has left a void in my heart. The exchanges between you two, whatever they may have been, seem to have greatly benefited him. He resonates with a different quality, one that is more serene and contemplative." In that moment, a wave of relaxation washed over me, and I found myself once more thankful for the unwavering trust that Brian offered. "Then we shall depart. It will be delightful to encounter him once more." As the sun dipped below the horizon, we found ourselves at Richard's home once more, a wave of nostalgia washing over us, echoing the memories of our inaugural dinner party in that very space. Richard greeted us with genuine warmth, and in that moment our gazes locked. A profound and respectful connection flowed silently between us. The dinner table buzzed with laughter and warmth, but beneath the light-hearted banter lay a current of subtle yet profound recognition of all we had endured together. Richard had undeniably transformed. He was now more open, relaxed, and exuded a newfound confidence in his emotional self. The sight of that transformation stirred my soul, reinforcing the depth of the connection we had forged. As Brian distanced himself to take a brief work call, Richard subtly shifted his gaze in my direction. The evening breeze wafting through the open window was infused with the scent of blooming flowers and the promise of fresh starts. "Emma," he began gently, a genuine warmth shining in his eyes as he observed you and Brian together this evening.